What's up, everybody? This is Sammy A here. Thanks for checking out the channel. So today I've got an amazing video, guys. What we're going to talk about today is how to remix your NotebookLM audio overviews, the generic sounding voice actors that every NotebookLM audio overview sounds like, how to remix that to totally different voice actors. But we're not just only changing the voices, but we're going to also like improvise a little bit or give it almost like a different ad-libbed or improvised version so that it sounds totally unique and different to the generic NotebookLM audio overviews. Now, if you guys have been following NotebookLM, it's been taking off. There's been a huge buzz in the podcast world and also with like YouTube channels now that are doing AI powered podcast using NotebookLM audio overviews, and they sound great. They sound amazing. There's so many different topics and so many different content that is coming out that NotebookLM is creating. But one of the things that you notice if you've been using it for a while is that the generic NotebookLM voice actors are very similar sounding. So if you think about a voice actor that you hear over and over and over again, you're going to eventually become familiarized with that voice. And it could be a good thing, but what happens is it could get a little bit oversaturated. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take the original NotebookLM audio overviews with the original voice actors. It's a male and a female. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to remix it using a special AI tool. We're going to get into that. And I want to show you guys real quick before we dive in how we do it. I want you to check out how it sounds before and after, or the original and the remix. Here we go. Check it out.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going deep on a book that's been around for, well, over a century.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is. It's As a Man Thinketh by James Allen.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one.
It was published back in 1903, but people still, love it. It's a self-help classic. And we're going to be looking at some excerpts, some really key parts from the ebook edition.
Cool.
Published by Global Gray. So we're going to get to like the heart of it, the good stuff.
Sounds good to me.
So are you ready to unlock the secrets of this book and see how we can apply these ideas, even though it's from so long ago, to our lives today?
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
Okay, let's dive in.
All right.
So this book.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep on a book that's been around for well over a century.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is. It's As a Man Thinketh by James Allen.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one.
It was published back in 1903, but people still, love it. It's a self-help classic. And we're going to be looking at some excerpts, some really key parts from the ebook edition.
Cool.
Published by Global Gray. So we're going to get to like the heart of it. The good stuff.
Sounds good to me.
So are you ready to unlock the secrets of this book and see how we can apply these ideas, even though it's from so long ago, to our lives today?
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
Okay, let's dive in.
All right.
So this book, As a Man Thinketh.
As a Man Thinketh. Yeah.
It's incredible to me how relevant it still is today.
I know, right?
Even after all these years, it's like...
James Allen, really hit on something universal, with his central idea that as a man thinketh in his heart. So is he like that? That simple statement has just captivated readers for generations. It's because it speaks to that power we all have to shape our own lives through our thoughts.
I love that he uses the analogy of a garden.
Oh, yeah.
That our minds are like gardens and our thoughts are the seeds that we plant there.
It's such a good analogy.
But what are like some of the weeds that we need to be pulling out of our mental gardens?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, how do we actually cultivate the right kind of seeds for a flourishing life?
Well, that's where Allen's emphasis on personal responsibility comes in. Okay, you see, he's not just saying think happy thoughts and everything's going to be great. No, he's calling us to be like mindful gardeners, to really look at our thoughts and choose to nourish the ones that align with our values. That makes sense with what we want in life. Think about it. If you're always...
Hey guys, all right, we're back, and wow, as you could tell, that remix with Playnote version sounds amazing. And the cool thing about it is it's the same script. Both are using the same script, same transcript, but they sound so different from each other. One definitely sounds like NotebookLM, and for people that are familiar with NotebookLM will identify those voices and say, yeah, that's a NotebookLM. The other one, the other version, Playnote, even though the original transcript came from NotebookLM, sounds totally different. Sounds like you wouldn't even know that it came from NotebookLM. And that's just by the power of changing the voice actors. So what we're going to get into is what tools that I'm using to do this. And I did a video earlier that covered a method which uses 11 Labs. This method that we're doing today is better than that method. So I will definitely recommend doing this method until something else comes along that's even better. But here's why I say that this version is better, is that the app that we're using to remix is called play.ai. What they do that's really good and different, and it's almost as good as NotebookLM, is that they're able to not just do a voiceover or do a voice conversion like 11 Labs, but what we're doing is we're using the actual transcript, the diarized transcript, which I'll show you how we get that, to create an authentic, more natural sounding dub, which almost is like, the way I would describe it is if we gave a script to the first two AI hosts and then like giving the same script to two different AI hosts. So it's almost like you're going to get two different type of podcast, even though it's the same script, versus when you do it with kind of other software programs, all it's doing is just kind of converting the voice. And when you do that, you kind of lose some of the natural sounding, and it just kind of sounds a little bit too blocky, in my opinion. So anyways, we're going to get into it. Here is the workflow. So I've got it broken down into different steps. We're going to cover each one, how to do each step. We're going to go through the easier ones, the ones that we've already covered. If I'm kind of skipping through some of the steps, it's because we've done it already 10 different times on this channel. So if it's a repeatable step, then I'm just going to go through it kind of quickly. But if it's a newer thing that we're doing, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that. So guys, here's how it goes. So step one, we're going to go create the actual NotebookLM audio overview. So that's first step, and where we go into your NotebookLM. I've already created one from a previous video, so this is the one I'm using. I'm going to, I've already downloaded it here. So that's where you go to download it. You click that those three buttons and hit download, and you'll save the actual audio overview for this podcast. Now, again, if you don't know how to do this step, or you don't know how to use NotebookLM, check out the older videos. It'll cover that. Also, there are other great videos on YouTube that show you more in detail about how NotebookLM works. So that's the first step. Okay, so the next step is we're going to go to speakersplit.io. Now, previously what we did is we would use SpeakerSplit to separate the audio, but in this case what we're going to do is we're going to get the diarized transcript of that NotebookLM audio overview. So what that means is that basically what it means by diarized is that it just labels who's speaking, like who's speaking, speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker A, speaker B. It'll put that in the transcript. That way it's not just one long transcript where it's just all the lines of the video, or the podcast. It's going to have it diarized or segmented by speaker, which is very important. in the tool we're going to use next. So how do we do that? We're going to go to Speaker Split. Now, when you upload this is where you're going to upload your audio, your NotebookLM audio overview. You're going to hit Process Audio, okay? Once you upload your audio and hit Process Audio, it's going to separate your male and female. But for this step, we're not going to use this for now. What we want is we want this transcript, okay? This diarized transcript is what we want. So go ahead and hit download, all right? And when you download it, it's going to save it as a .txt file. The other thing you can kind of do is if you're going to do this right away, you can go ahead and just highlight the whole thing just like that and hit copy. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste into Google Docs. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. All right, as you can see, we copy and pasted our transcript. Now, again, the cool thing about Speaker Split is that it gives you a diarized transcript. So what it is you see how it's separated by speaker? If this wasn't separated by speaker, if it just had the transcript, you would have to go in and manually add who was talking, and that would take forever, guys. So this will save you a ton of time. Now, the reason we have to do this step, okay, I didn't explain why we're doing this. The app that we're going to use, which is called Play.ai, when we copy, let me go back to this. When we copy and paste this transcript, we have to make a slight change to these headers, and I'll show you what I mean by that. When we copy and paste this transcript, the app that we're using, Play.ai, doesn't use speaker A, speaker B. We have to change this so that it says speaker 1 and speaker 2 instead of speaker A and speaker B. If you leave it like this, if you copy and pasted the transcript like this to the app that we're using, it's not going to work. So it has to say speaker 1, speaker 2, but that's easy. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So what you're going to do is you just press Control F, and it says Find in Document, and what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this whole speaker A in brackets up to that colon mark. Copy that and paste that exactly like you see it over there, okay? Now, you're going to see where it says Find and Replace. Now, this is in Google Docs. That's what I'm using. But you can, I think a Microsoft Doc, whatever word editor you're using can do this. You want to change this exactly as I did it here with the brackets, speaker A with the colon there. Change that to say speaker 1 colon, just like that. Speaker 1 colon. Okay, so we're changing it from speaker A colon with the brackets to that. Do it exactly like I'm doing it, and then hit Replace All. Okay, so boom. All right, let's look at what it did. It changed every single part in this transcript where it said speaker A in the brackets. Okay, it changed it. Now we're going to do the same thing for speaker B. Do the same thing, hit Control F. And what we're going to do is copy this whole thing just like that. Copy that. Paste it in there. And what you want to do is hit that for more options. Okay, it's going to do Find and Replace. Okay, speaker B. So what we're going to do is instead of speaker 1, we're going to do speaker 2 colon. All right, copy and paste it exactly like I'm showing you. All right, replace all. All right, so we are done. So now what it did is this format that you see here where it says speaker 1, speaker 2, this is what we need to do our remix, to do our play note. So what we're going to do is go over here, highlight the whole thing, and copy it. Okay, so we're done with this step. You highlighted everything. We reformatted the text, the transcript, and then you're going to copy and paste this over. Now, where are we going? We're going to go to Play.ai. This is the tool that we're going to use to remix. Now, when you first go sign in, it's not going to look like that. This is what it's going to look like if you're new to Play.ai. You can sign up, and guys, guess what? It's free. you can get started for free. You don't have to pay to use it. I think they give you 30 minutes of audio for free. It's, in my opinion, one of the best voice converters, and it does way more than that. So, but right now what we're going to do is go ahead and sign up. Where it says sign up here, sign up. And you're going to go into this part. Now, what you're going to do is once you sign in, they have different apps that you can use. We're going to use this one called Playnote. All right. So click on that. Now, we're not uploading a file. We're uploading that transcript. So click on the transcript. Now, you see how here we're in the transcript example, you see how they're using this format, speaker 1 colon, speaker 2 colon. That's why we had to do this step that I was showing you right here. So now that we have it already formatted, let's go ahead and copy that again. Go back here, highlight it, delete, and then paste in. There we go. That's our transcript. Okay. That's exactly what we needed. All right. So what you're going to do now, this is the very cool part. Here's the voices. So you can go through the voices that they have, and they have, guys, they have so many awesome voices, all unique, totally different sounding, and pick the ones that you like. Let me play this one real quick.
Well, hello, darling. I hope you're doing well today. So, did you want to chat?
Hey, thanks for clicking on my voice. I forgot I sometimes feel a little nervous when put on the spot like this.
Hello, hello. How are you doing today? Care to have a quick chat?
Guys, amazing, amazing.
Hey, how's it going? What are you up to today? I'd love to chat and catch up.
So we're going to select Nigel for voice 1. And then for voice 2, we're going to go with, let's see how Arsenio sounds. All right. So once you select your voices, then what you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down here, and you're going to select private or public. I would make it private for now because, like I said, you don't, unless you want to share these with other people on the Play.ai network, just keep it private and hit create. And what it's going to do is it's going to generate the audio. Okay, it's going to turn your transcript, your diarized transcript, into an audio. So it remixed the entire thing. And what it's going to do is it keeps that same conversational, really natural sounding podcast feel to it. And it's going to do a perfect job of capturing the back and forth and the just natural sounding conversation. Okay, this isn't just reading, oh, speaker 1, speaker 2. It doesn't sound robotic. I'm going to play this real quick. I want you guys to listen to what this sounds.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep on a book that's been around for well over a century.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is. It's As a Man Thinketh by James Allen.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one.
It was published back in 1903, but people...
So that's the remix version. Let's go back to NotebookLM, and I'll play the original. This is what the original sounds like.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going deep on a book that's been around for, well, over a century.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is. It's As a Man Thinketh by James Allen.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one.
It was published back in 1903, but people still, love it. It's a self...
So, as you can see, it's the same script, but, two different styles. And that's what makes this amazing, guys. So, once you get this diarized, once you get this podcast, then you just basically, we're going to go back and do talking head video, a workflow. So we basically will take this audio output that we did from our Playnote. Okay. We're going to take it back to Speaker Split, upload the remixed audio, the Playnote, get process it and get the split audio files, and then we're going to use the split audio files, the male female, to do our talking head. So that's how we were able to generate the talking head video that I just showed you. So again, let's go back to this. You're going to create your audio overview, using NotebookLM. That's the original. You're going to go to speaker split to basically get the transcript of it, right? We're going to get a transcript of it, a diarized transcript. We're going to format it in Google Docs to the way I showed you there, where we have to format it so that we get rid of the brackets, and instead of saying A and B, it has to say speaker 1 and 2, right? So we do that, and then we copy and paste it into Play AI, and then we're going to generate the play note. It's going to generate a totally different audio file that sounds remixed, totally different than the original one, but it's the same script, okay? Then how do we turn that into a talking head video? Well, that's what I cover in this channel. You would separate the audio file, male, female, so you would take the play note audio file that's remixed, you would take it back to speaker split, upload the remixed one, split the audio male, female, download each separated audio track, and then what you would do is then you would bring that into your Hedra. And what we do is we generated our here we had to create new voice actors, and then we basically would download these clips, stitch them into CapCut, and then create our audio podcast. Now, I've covered that in detail. I've done several tutorials on how to do that, but this is how you remix, guys. This is how you remix the audio to have like a totally different version of NotebookLM audio overview into a play note, okay, into a play note version podcast. Play note, as you could see, has way more voices. You can you need that original script to kind of give it something to work with, okay? Play note is not good for coming up with a podcast like NotebookLM does. See, NotebookLM could come up with the podcast. It can come up with the idea, the script, everything. But it's limited on what kind of voices you can use, okay? But now you're not stuck to that limitation anymore. Now you can unlock the voice and use any voice out there. And as I showed you on Play.ai, they have dozens and dozens and dozens of voices here, guys. And you can play around with this, and you're going to get something that sounds totally unique and different than NotebookLM. So definitely check it out, guys. I highly recommend it. It's definitely going to make your podcast stand out different. It's not going to sound like the original NotebookLM voice actors. It's going to give you something totally unique, something totally different. Play.ai is they have a great deal right now. You can do the starter plan and get up to 1 hour of speech credits. Okay, you get 30 minutes free a month if you get the free plan. But if you want to do more, you can go up to $9 a month. I mean, they have different plans, guys. So just check it out. I highly recommend them. They do a great job. In my opinion, it's going to give you guys a different sounding podcast. You're not using the generic NotebookLM voices where everybody's going to know, hey, that's a NotebookLM. But when they hear yours, they're going to be like, wow, okay, this person has original content. And so that's how you give it a unique voice, guys. Thanks for checking it out. All right, see you on the next one.